Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 58. Wow, can't believe it. Heading to episode 100 at amazing speed. I'm so glad you could join me today because it's kind of special. I'm back in Paris. I played in Spain on Friday and Saturday. I played I played in Barcelona. The first night on Friday, I played Inventions, Reinventions. And on Saturday, I played a really special program with a Catalonian dancer named Maria Munoz, where she dances. And I play pieces from the Weltenberg Clavier by Bach and improvise. So, yeah, hi, everybody. Hi, Frank Geyer, who's still in Connecticut. Jen Detour, who's in Paris, so she's might be right around the corner from me right now. Hi, Carol and Marila, who's in Flagstaff. Silvano Raffo, so I'm playing in Italy near Turin on the 23rd, and I think Silvano says won't be there on Sunday for practical reasons of the trip. Need to be back home Monday morning plus 4 to 6 hours of train. Oh man, that's so far. But he thinks he can manage to be in Switzerland in July or in Bari in August. These are gigs I have coming up later in the summer. Man, that would be incredible. Incredible to see you again, Silvano. For those of you who don't know, Silvano's been making drawings of these live streams. So pretty cool to move from the virtual world to the physical world. Julie Barbier, who's also in France, Joyce Glasgow, Michael Loftus, who's in Portland, Daniele Prolong, who's in Switzerland, Kristen Berardi, hi Kristen, Cameron, Cameron is in Chicago, and he's been actually making clips. He's been recording all of these live streams and clipping pieces of them, so pretty cool. Thank you so much for doing that, Cameron. Frank Schumann, who's also in Paris. So I should announce, since Kristen's here, we are planning on playing together next week. So next Monday, make sure to tune in because since we're relatively close now, I mean, she's probably, 500 miles away from me, something like that. We're going to try to play together using FarPlay, this software that I'm developing that allows you to play together with other people over the internet, but where it's much easier to use than Jacktrip. Hi, Woodlands of Canada. Hi, Gia Gogatishvili. And yes, Grace Chu, I got a haircut, indeed. Glad you noticed. Live gigs definitely encourage that. Hi, Sandy Belford, who's in Sydney, Australia. That's what I love about this. It's got to be really early in Sydney, Australia. So what are we going to do today? I think I'm going to start with a free improvisation. Get used to this piano again. This is a different piano. I think I've mentioned before, this piano belonged to my grandfather, Chuck Ruff, who was a jazz pianist on the West Coast. And pretty special to get to play it. So here I go. So, a little free improvisation for you to start the day. Carol McGoffin says, this improv sounds like such a beautiful memory lane after you mentioned your grandfather, Chuck Ruff. Been thinking of lost souls the past couple days. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. I think music, maybe more than anything, has the power to evoke memory. There's definitely a power in this piano. I remember seeing my grandfather play it. He died when I was 9 or 10, but I saw him play it lots. I have indelible memories of seeing him play this in Eugene, Oregon. Woodlands of Canada says, I really enjoyed the Bach Invention #1 you posted on YouTube. Thank you very much. Yeah, I posted that because the New York Times wrote a review of the concert I did at Barge Music a couple weeks ago. And they wanted to include, video of the project so that readers wouldn't just be reading this review in the abstract, but could actually have an idea of what was going on, which I thought was a really good idea. And in fact, it's even more of a good idea for a project like this, which is about free improvisation. So it's like, okay, we're going to talk about a performance that we saw. There's no recording of that. But here's another version of it, which, by the way, is different from the thing that we're reviewing. But it'll give you an idea, and it'll also give you an idea of how diverse this can be, since it's improvised every time. So I thought that was really cool. I was very honored to be in the New York Times again, and Anthony Tomasini, the critic who wrote the review, has been an incredible force for good for classical music for the last 30 plus years in the United States. So very, very special for me. Hi, Daniel Kelly. He's a great pianist in New York. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so I had an idea this week. I'm sure many of you have heard of Carla Bley, who is a great pianist and composer, prolific composer and important figure in the history of jazz. It was her birthday this week. I think it was her birthday last Tuesday, so on May 11th. And I was alerted to the fact by my friend Darcy James Argue on Twitter that she has an amazing website, really amazing website. It's like one of the most original websites I've seen. It's really wonderful. And on her website, she has posted every composition, or I guess, a selection of many of her compositions that she's written over the years. And so I thought, I've never played any Carla Bley music, and I thought I might play some for you today. How does that sound? Does that sound fun? So here's one of her more well-known ones. It's called Lawns, and I hope I can do this justice. It's actually deceptively simple and maybe kind of hard to do justice to, but I'm going to try. Here it is. Lawns by Carla Bley. What do you guys think? Isn't that a beautiful, simple song? It's hard to write beautiful, simple songs. Julie Barbier points out that the sound of the piano is different here and the acoustics as well. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's a much bigger space here, and I have the piano open, which makes a difference. And it's just a different sounding piano. So, yeah, it's different. Marila Reese says, whenever I do finally get to hear a live DT concert, I'm going to have to sneak beneath the piano so as not to miss the spontaneous vocalizing we've all come to cherish as an integral part of the experience. Yeah, well, you'll probably hear it, unfortunately, from the audience, too. Jen Dutour says, who's cutting onions? Oh, Nora Marie Kavanagh has joined us from Scotland. Hi, Nora. Great to have you here. And Joyce Glasgow says, lyrical and easy, a gentle wash of calm, universally pretty, everything is going to be okay. Just sing, just sing, just sing like a full-throated bird. Yeah, I think that is a big part of the feeling of this song, is that everything's going to be okay. Okay, let's do something else. Shall we just go through some other Carla Bley songs? But maybe I'll play something else first. I think so. I think it'd be nice to play something else. Do you have any requests? Tell me if you have any requests. Otherwise, there is, I thought that possibly I could play the song I wrote for you last week. There were some title suggestions. She Told Me It's All Good. That was Molly Shen's suggestion. I like that one. Falling Upwards also. View into the Valley. Evolving Skylines. Yeah, I like She Told Me It's All Good. Okay, I think I'll play that for you while we're taking a break from Carla Bley's music. Here we go. Let's call this She Told Me It's All Good. She told me it's all good. Written for you last week. Daniele Prolong says, I love that this song, which feels like an escape, has now been played on both sides of the Atlantic. That's true. Good point. And Marila says, that tune is the sound of our hearts frolicking in delight whenever you play for us. It feels like skipping. Yeah. Thank you. Susan Horowitz says, surprisingly wistful, reflecting this time. You know, what I love about composing for me is that I don't think I ever really have any clear like emotional intention when I compose. I'm really just writing music, and then the feeling, maybe, you know, it captures whatever feeling I have at that moment. That's possible, but it's not on purpose at all. So yeah, I think you can hear whatever you want in it. Joyce Glasgow says, this has the feeling of riding along on a train to somewhere fun. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's listen to another Carla Bley composition. As I mentioned earlier, it was her birthday last Tuesday, and so I've never played any of her music before, and so it seemed like a good opportunity to check it out. This one's called Ida Lupino. Ida Lupino. I feel like playing that again because I missed a little detail in the melody, and I think also maybe it could be a little faster. Let's do this again. Ida Lupino by Carla Bley. I like that one. I like that one a lot. Ida Lupino by Carla Bley. 244HCABSJ on YouTube says, refreshing and fantastic. My heart is calmed by Dan. Thank you very much from Japan. My pleasure. Thank you. And thanks for joining us from Japan. It's got to be, I don't know, very early there. Jan Zamovsky says, just rewatched the 1948 film Roadhouse with Ida Lupino the other day. She's great. The films she directed are very noteworthy. Outrage from 1950, for instance, was one of the first films to really address the emotional impacts of sexual violence against women. Wow. And I've never even heard of it. Outrage from 1950. Well, thanks for the recommendation, Jan. I'll add that to the list. That sounds really worth watching. George Glasgow says, a ballerina spinning round and round on a tiny music box in front of a tall window reflecting the trees outside as the dancer spins around and through the reflected limbs and leaves. Beautiful, thank you. Okay, I asked you for some recommendations earlier, for some requests earlier, and I didn't really address that, did I? I'm going to scroll up and see if I can find your requests. Okay, let's see. Freda Tepfer, my cousin, says most libraries will give you access to online articles by New York Times, etc. if you have a library card. I guess commenting on the fact, and if you want to check that article out, the review of my concert there. But you should be able to find it online without being signed in to the New York Times website. They let you read stuff, at least a few articles. Okay, so Daniele Prolong says, in honor of your recent performance there, something Spain-related, Chick Corea, Spain, something from Miles Davis's Sketches of Spain, or anything by a Spanish composer. Wow. Yeah, the problem is I don't know Chick Corea's Spain by heart. I'd have to read it. I like that idea, though. Let me percolate a little bit. Marila Reese requests some more Bach. Joyce Glasgow requests Late Night Geometry. That was one of my compositions from ages ago. Really nice idea. Okay, why don't I play Late Night Geometry? Haven't played that in a long time. So here we go. Late Night Geometry. Oh, the only problem is, how am I going to find that? Okay, let's see. Bear with me here for a minute. Might take a minute, actually. There's Spain. I feel a little intimidated by Spain. I feel like I should play it first. Maybe if I feel courageous, I'll play it a little later. Okay, Late Night Geometry, where are you? There it is. There it is, there it is. All right. Okay, Late Night Geometry for Joyce Glasgow. Here it is. Like that. Late Night Geometry, named by Silvano Raffo. Yeah, that was fun to play. Thanks for that request. Jonathan Glass says, how about a Charlie Hayden Liberation Orchestra song? That's a really great request. I should, maybe I'll wait for Charlie's birthday to come around and I'll dig some of those up. And Michael Loftus requests something by Ralph Towner. Yeah, and says, am I right that he's likely to have played your grandfather's piano? Yes, absolutely. I'm absolutely sure that Ralph has played this piano. In fact, he's played it, I'm sure he played it in Oregon, when it was in Oregon, and I know that he's played it here in Paris too. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I should play something by Ralph, and I should definitely learn something by Ralph. Frank Geyer requests something Latin, something like a bossa nova. Yeah, that's a good idea. Ooh, Joyce Glasgow requests Anna Maria by Wayne Shorter. That's a great request. Let's do Anna Maria. Yeah, such a beautiful song. Okay, here's Anna Maria. That's a bossa. Perfect. Here we go. Anna Maria by Wayne Shorter. Thank you for that request, Joyce. Yeah, love that song. So, Wayne is just an unbelievable composer, truly incredible. Emily, who's Kristen Berardi's daughter, says, "Good night, the wonderful piano playing, Dan." Okay, thanks, Emily. And hi, hope you're doing well. Yeah, Joyce says, something about Anna Maria gives me goosebumps, heart fluttering. Yeah, something special about that song, for sure. It's interesting, too, because it actually keeps going back and forth between this kind of rock groove, like, and this kind of bossa nova groove. And yeah, it's a little, actually a challenge, I would say, to convey that solo piano. Shall we do another Carla Bley song? AJ Chopek says, something about Joyce gives me goosebumps. That's awesome. Love that. Joyce does contribute to this show a lot with her poetry. Okay, so another one by Carla Bley in honor of her birthday. This is called U Twinkling Song. U Twinkling Song, which I assume is like maybe, I don't know, in Icelandic, or that's my guess, some Nordic language. So yeah, this is Utvikling Song. Utvikling Song by Carla Bley. Utviklingsang by Carla Bley. I almost wonder if that might be a traditional song from somewhere, but I think it would say if it were. But it has that air of a folk song, doesn't it? Marila, who always knows everything seemingly, but especially language, says utvikling is Swedish and means development. Zong is obvious to everyone. So it's the development song. Oh, interesting. Thank you for that, Marila. And Molly Shen says, funny coincidence, I'm reading Independent People by Halldór Laxness right now, set in Iceland. This tune really fits the mood of much of the novel. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. The way the title is written here, the third letter looks like a U rather than a V. So I wonder, I don't know if you can see, but it looks like a U. It looks like Utviklingsang instead of Utviklingsang. But maybe that's just a mistake in the chart. Peter Katz says, I think it is a Norwegian word. I wonder if there might be like a slight variation off of the Swedish version in some neighbor language. Frank Geyer says, DT, what is the COVID situation in Paris and the gigs you are playing? Well, in Paris, there's still a curfew. There's a curfew at 7 p.m. So right now it's 9:18 p.m. and I wouldn't be able to go out for a walk if I wanted to. And actually, I do want to. But that curfew is being lifted, I think, on the 19th, so 2 days from now. And they're opening things up here, not entirely clear that that's a good idea yet, because the case numbers are pretty high, and vaccination has been very, very slow here. But, you know, I think things are getting better little by little. AJ Shopek says, here's a fun Polish word for you all. I'm not even going to try to read that, man. Is that a joke? Yeah, I'm not going to even try. What does that mean? Actually, I'm going to try. Wstrzemięźliwość. Wstrzemięźliwość. I bet that's not terrible, the way that I just said it. Wstrzemięźliwość. Wstrzemięźliwość. Oh, and it means self-control, apparently. How's my pronunciation? Hey, thank you, AJ Shopek. Says it's pretty close. Yeah, so Jen Detour says, not good to pronounce without a mask. That's one of the nice things about masks, you know, you can really hide behind them. You can mumble, you know, if you have no idea what to say, you can just kind of mumble and get away with it. Also, if you have like bad breath, nobody knows. Also, if you have like some kind of big pimple on the lower part of your face, no one would ever know. Very convenient in many ways. Also, I've noticed that I think as humans we tend to be generous about mystery. We'll fill in lack of information probably with the most generous version of what it could be. And so I think masks tend to be really flattering on people, actually. Sometimes when people take their masks off, you're a little disappointed or something. Although, of course, you can also be surprised in the other direction. And AJ Shopek says, so now we need an improv on that word. Wstrzemięźliwość. 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 Yeah, maybe. Marila Reese says, I miss lipstick. Yeah, I do too, actually. Not on myself, but on other people who wear lipstick. You know what? I would love to do a free improv on Wstrzemięźliwość, but I think I'm going to save it for another time because I'm actually still super jet lagged and I'm kind of tired, and I've had a great time playing for you tonight. And I kind of want to save some energy to visit with my dad, who's here. Also, we have this really exciting show next week, a week from today, with Kristen Berardi. So please join us for that. In the meantime, I'm actually going to play in Italy, playing Italy next Sunday on May 23rd. And before that, I'm going to head down to the Alps and do a little walking down there. Maybe a little climbing too, depending on the snow conditions. So I hope you're going to be all right between now and then. Hope you're going to stay healthy and well. And I really look forward to connecting again next week. I also really want to start scheduling ticketed live streams again. It's definitely something I want to do. I haven't forgotten about that. Some of you have been asking about it. It's going to happen. I've just had a little too much on my plate these days, especially now that the touring is starting up again. So yeah, thanks again, and see you next week, you guys. Bye-bye.